Hello, everyone, and welcome in to Dalton. What are you doing? Welcome in to episode 5 of Pick and Roll with the Presley Bros. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. If you've subscribed or liked our videos or commented, we really do appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying these videos. We're enjoying it, right, Dalton?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've had a great time doing this. I'm
Been
loving this.
good.
I think it's become a hobby for me, and I'm just really enjoy making the videos and looking at all the stats. I mean, I'm a huge college basketball fan, so just to me, it's just why not make these videos?
Yeah, it's been really good
Yeah.
so far. Looking forward to this episode because we're not going to be reacting to a whole lot because the weekend was. I mean, there wasn't really much going on college
Yeah.
basketball wise over the weekend, but this week is what we traditionally call feast week. In college basketball, where
Hmm.
it's like you can just feast on college basketball all week long as you feast on your Thanksgiving meals and such. Because there are traditionally a lot of really good tournaments, like early season tournaments,
Oh yeah.
during this Thanksgiving week. And so we got a few tournaments we want to talk about today. Right now, the Players Era tournament, the Players Era Festival, is kind of is going on, and so we want to get into some tournament predictions here. We're going to be kind of looking at the Players Era tournament. We'll look, I think, probably briefly at the Maui Invitational and the Battle for Atlantis. But really, what we want to look at is that Players Era tournament because that is the huge tournament. In fact, games have already happened, so we're going to see some of that here. I guess we could kind of react to some of that, Dalton. But
Yeah.
let me mention a couple things about the Players Era tournament, Dalton. I read an article by a guy named Matt Norlander. He works with CBS. He does some good work with college basketball. I believe he actually has a podcast too. But Matt Norlander wrote a lengthy article on the Players Era tournament. And did you know, Dalton, that every school that participates in this tournament gets $1 million automatically?
Oh my goodness. I did not know that. I thought you had to win.
No, like automatically by entering the tournament, each team gets $1 million. And then the winning team gets an additional $1 million.
Oh my.
So the total prize money for the 2025 event, this year's event, is over $20 million. And
Mm.
it's distributed to current players via NIL collectives.
Yeah.
So um, so I guess we could step back real quick and just say, like, college sports are changing, man. I mean, like, with NIL and the transfer portal, things are changing big time. And I think the guys who are in charge of the Players Era tournament, they recognized, hey, listen, things are changing. We've got to change too. And so
Yeah.
they've adapted their tournament to involve NIL. These guys can get paid. These teams can get paid. And so everybody wants in on the money, you know?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Who
So
would?
that's why, like, it grew from 8 teams last year to 18 teams this year. And Dalton, I read that article by Matt Norlander. Listen to this, dude. It is growing to 32 teams next year. 32
Holy.
teams next year, and they've got some really big plans, for the Players Era tournament, like in the coming years.
Yeah.
They want to grow this thing into being like almost like March Madness
I was
in
just thinking the same
November.
thing.
Is that what you were thinking?
I was just thinking that exact same thing. This is going to be a March Madness tournament in November.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, they want the best teams to be here in the Players Era tournament in November each year. And I think I read in Matt Norlander's article that all the teams who competed last year, so like I think Alabama, Rutgers, Oregon, a couple, Creighton, I think may have been it. Several others, but
Yeah.
they get priority of like continuing in this event since they
Oh,
like
nice.
chose to be in the inaugural one. And I think some of those teams have already decided to be in it for like years to come,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? Um, so I think they're going to make this, I mean, a big, and I think what they're going to try to do next year is kind of have like almost like World Cup group play. And then whoever wins their groups proceeds to the next stage. And it's going to be like a big, big tournament.
Yeah, it seems like they're kind of doing a smaller version of that right now.
Yeah, I think it's like they're testing it out. So I mean, like a lot of money's at stake. I mean, NIL stuff's involved.
Yeah.
That was a really good article by Matt Norlander. I'd encourage you all to read it. Here's the downside, Dalton. And a lot of people are number one, a lot of people are wondering if this can last, like the money, how can they continue to get money and so on and so forth. Like, how can the organization, what's that going to look like if it continues to grow and so forth. But here's where, like, I actually like the idea. I think it's pretty cool, but I do see this downside, and I want to get your thoughts. I've talked a lot to start here.
You're good.
The downside to me, Dalton, is these other tournaments get diluted significantly. Like the Maui Invitational looks horrible this year compared to previous years. And the Battle for Atlantis is even worse. And those used to be like two of the best tournaments, and they're just not good. So what are your thoughts on it? Do you like the Players Era? Do you not? Like, what do you think about it?
I like it. I think it's a great idea. I would have loved like to jump it to 32 and kind of make it like March Madness in November. That just kind of makes college basketball a little bit bigger and gives some fans to watch something when football season's kind of coming down to the end, before, like, you got rivalry week coming up in football, but during this week you get a whole big college basketball. And this is usually when people kind of tune into college basketball. I mean, most people aren't watching at the beginning of the month when it kicks off, but like Feast Week is when people start to kick off.
Yeah.
The sad thing is, though, only one team in both Battle for Atlantis and Maui Invitational is ranked. One team.
Bad, dude.
It's NC State at 25, and they lost to Seton Hall. So the only
game over?
Pretty much. I mean, Seton Hall's not coming back. Seton Hall's not coming back. It's 82-71 with 1:50 left to go.
Oh yeah, they're done.
So NC State's not coming back, is what I meant to say. So you got your one ranked team. I actually picked NC State too. When we were doing the only ranked team is losing. Is going to lose. So now you got everyone else who's playing is unranked. Your next best game is Arizona State versus Texas tonight at 6:30.
Well, before you move on, let me just read the field of the Maui Invitational.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's okay, there it is. My computer is like freezing up.
I have it right here.
I've got Arizona State, Boise State, Chaminade, which is, obviously they're like the host. They're always in it. NC State, Seton Hall, Texas, USC, and Washington State.
Yeah.
And like compared to the past, you'd have like the Gonzagas, the Dukes, the, Butler when they were really good. I think they even won it that one year. But like there used to be like elite team Kansas and teams like that used to be in the Maui Invitational.
Yeah, let me read last year's Maui Invitational.
Yeah, read that off.
This is last year's. Memphis, UConn, Colorado, Michigan State, Auburn, Iowa State, Dayton, North Carolina. So think of the drop.
Yeah, big time drop
from those teams to the teams we're seeing now.
Yeah.
I mean, Battle for Atlantis is even worse.
Dude,
like, it is.
It's
so
rough.
bad. It is really, really bad.
You have that in front of, I think.
Yeah, I have it in front of me right here.
Okay, what are the
Western
teams in that?
Kentucky, Vandy, VCU, USF, Colorado State, Virginia Tech, Wichita State, and St. Mary's.
That's bad, dude. That's bad.
It's really bad. I'm trying to find Battle for Atlantis last year on the internet. See if I can find that.
It was much better.
All right, you have Louisville, Indiana, West Virginia, Gonzaga, Oklahoma, Providence, Davidson, Arizona.
Yeah. Incredible.
Yeah.
Like Gonzaga and Arizona alone, these turn, and it kind of makes me sad because like Maui Invitational is kind of like nostalgic and
it is.
Has that like really awesome feel to it, and like just it being in Maui is so cool, and that small arena, and now it's just it's pretty much like a second rate
Yeah.
tournament. And like, it's going to get worse because
Oh
these
yeah.
teams are going to keep getting in the good teams are going to keep getting placed in the players era. In fact, I think the Big 12 signed a deal with them and like agreed to put their best teams, like I think maybe top 6 teams in the players era tournament every year for
Wow.
the foreseeable future. So like
Man.
you're going to have some stud teams in the Big 12 in there, and then they're going to keep getting, these good teams. And so it's going to force Maui and the Battle for Atlantis to get these
Yeah.
average at best fields.
Yeah. Unless Maui and Battle for Atlantis match what the players era is doing.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to have to. I mean,
Yeah.
like Maui and Battle for Atlantis and these other ones. There's other tournaments.
Yeah.
There's other tournaments, but they're going to have to adapt and like do something that involves payouts to these players. And listen, you can hate that if you want. That's just the era we're in. I don't love the fact that they, can get paid like this, but it's where we're at. And like, I do like the fact of what the players era has done to like get these great teams in and reward the players, since that's legal. Now they were the first ones to kind of get to it, but listen to the field, Dalton, of the players era compared to what you just read. Okay. Rutgers, Tennessee, Creighton, Baylor, Kansas, Notre Dame, Oregon, Auburn, Syracuse, Houston, Iowa State, St. John's, Gonzaga, Alabama, Michigan, San Diego State, UNLV, and Maryland.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a night and day difference between these tournaments now, man. This is the premier tournament. The premier tournament. So
and it looks like what they're doing something different here. They have the Grand Garden Arena champion and the Michelob. It's Michelob Ultra. Yeah, it's alcohol. Arena, and they have a champion for both of those. I didn't know how to pronounce it, so we don't drink here.
Yeah, good. It's kind of hard to explain what they're doing with the players era, because like a typical tournament is, you match up the first rounds and whoever wins plays. What's happening here is in the players era is they've already given you your first 2 opponents.
Yeah.
And I didn't read how they did that. I don't know if it was a random draw or if it was based on like your ranking or what, but like, for example, we're Alabama fans. Alabama's playing Gonzaga today. Tomorrow they're playing UNLV. Today, Tennessee and Rutgers have already played. These first 2 matchups for each team are already determined. My understanding is the winners of those games, like whoever has the best record after those 2 games, will proceed on to like these, the finishing games, where it's like almost like a Final Four, I guess.
Yeah.
And I think based on if there's ties, which I mean, I feel like almost inevitably is going to happen. Like if multiple teams are 2-0, let's say, I think what they go to is like I think your winning margin. So like if you've beaten the team by an average in your 2 games, if you've won by an average of 15 points, then you're going to get in ahead of someone who's won by an average of like 6 points.
Okay.
And then they go to I don't know, like how many points scored in a game or how many you've given up in a game. So it's weird how they're like kind of laying this out. It's got a lot of different.
It is kind of weird
outcomes. I don't know, but I guess the point is you want to win, and you want to win convincingly, to kind of to make sure you guarantee your spot, which Tennessee did today. I mean, they were destroying Rutgers. I mean, I didn't even look at the final score yet, because at halftime it was 56-30.
Final score was 85-60.
I mean, listen, I picked Tennessee to make the Final Four, and dude,
I have them beating Houston tomorrow.
I watched. Is that their second game?
Yeah, they play Houston tomorrow. If we were going to talk about that game, I had them winning.
That's an awesome game, dude.
Yeah,
I forgot about that one, but I watched part of that game during lunch today, Tennessee and Rutgers.
Me too.
And man, that offense. That was my big thing, was if Tennessee can amp it up on the offensive end, they're going to be really good, because they're going to be good on defense.
Oh, yeah.
You know that.
Yeah.
And so
I have that written here.
Yeah.
Rick
Like,
Barnes' team, they're super sound, like super fundamentally sound on offense and defense, but sometimes they're not always making baskets.
yeah.
They'll always stay in the game because their defense keeps them in the game, but they've been known to struggle on the offensive end. But today they were firing on all cylinders. I mean,
Dude,
especially Jacoby Gillespie. My
that dude's
goodness.
a beast, man.
Yeah.
He had 23 in the first half.
At one point he was outscoring
Oh, yeah.
Rutgers by himself.
Yeah, by himself.
Yeah. Which
Yeah,
is sad for Rutgers.
yeah. We had 23 in the first half. I think Rutgers had 30.
Yeah.
So I mean, like he was going off, and Jacoby Gillespie's good. Nate Ament is good.
Yeah.
They've got Carey, who transferred in from Vanderbilt, who's a pretty good player. Akpara still there.
Yeah.
Cade Phillips is still there, I believe is his name, the guy with the shoulder thing.
Yeah. And they got Milicic still.
He's still there?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. That's what I saw. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I saw that he was still on the team.
But dude, I'm telling you, man, this team looks good. I mean, offensively, this team is really good.
Maybe he's not on the team. I lied. He's not. My bad.
So there may be a guy that's looks like him, but
yeah, I thought it was him. I thought I saw that he was on there, but no.
Well, they destroyed Rutgers, and they'll probably have, like, if it comes down to winning margin, like they just had a 25-point win. You're probably not going to get many teams that are going to have a higher winning, differential than that. Now I know Houston's going to be much closer with Tennessee. Like, obviously, that'll be a really, really good game.
Yeah.
Let's look at this, Dalton. The first round games.
Okay.
And I've got them pulled up here. Which one of these games is strikes you the most as like that's going to be the most intriguing game?
I mean, I think the two biggest games on today, one's going on right now, is St. John's versus Iowa State, and then Alabama versus Gonzaga.
I agree, 100%.
Those are the two best games. I'll talk about St. John's versus Iowa State, and I'll let you talk about Gonzaga versus Alabama, and we can both input our own thoughts on both those.
Okay.
I think they're two very similar teams. Both rely heavily on defense, and they're both really good defensive teams. They're both averaging 90 plus points a game so far. Now they haven't really played. Iowa State hasn't really played anybody. St. John's has only played Alabama, but
gave up
Iowa State is holding their opponents to 62, while St. John's is holding their opponents to 71. So like not a huge gap there. Not like a really huge gap between holding opponents to low percentages and low points per game. But it seems St. John's is better at offense than they were last year. That's what it seems like. I mean, I know Bama's defense isn't good, but they still dropped 96 on Alabama. And one of the announcers
on St. John's.
Oh yeah, St. John's dropped. Yeah, my bad. St. John's dropped 96 on Alabama.
I'm sorry, Dalton. My bad. I think Alabama. What was the score? I thought it was 90s.
No, it was like 103 to 96.
Okay, my bad. I got what you were saying backwards. My bad. My bad.
Yeah. They dropped 96, and one of the announcers said, when you score 96 points, you're probably going to win. But Alabama scored over 100 points.
Yeah.
Because that's just Alabama's game. They want to score the ball. But the line is Iowa State minus 2.5, and ESPN had a 61.3% chance to win on ESPN. I was really surprised by that, personally.
Like Iowa State or St. John's?
Iowa State had 61.3% chance to win, according to ESPN.
I'm not shocked by that.
I am, personally.
I'd pick Iowa State in this game, personally.
I picked St. John's. I think Bryce Hopkins and Zuby Ejiofor are going to be too much for Iowa State.
I think it could go either way.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at the score right now. It's 14-9. Iowa State is winning the game. And obviously it's super early. There's still 14 minutes left in the first half. I don't know, man. I really like this Iowa State team. That was the team that I picked. I said, hey, watch out for that nobody's talking about. Because they returned some starters from last year, like Tamin Lipsey and the Momchilovich guy and Jefferson. I believe it's Joshua Jefferson. I think it's his name.
Yeah, I think it's his name.
Those guys are good players, man. Like they're solid, and they're going to be good on the defensive end.
Yeah,
like you were detailing, some offensive stuff there about St. John's being better on offense. They're good at defense, but I think like Iowa State's even better
Yeah, you're probably right.
to me
That's
at
probably fair.
defense.
That's probably fair.
I was curious to see Ken Palm here on these two teams.
Yeah, I forgot to look at Ken Palm on this one.
Oh, you're good. Iowa State's at 10, St. John's is at 16. So they're fairly comparable teams.
Yeah.
I mean, they're pretty similar. But
oh yeah, they're very similar teams all around.
But I agree. This is probably the best matchup of the day overall. I mean, either that or Alabama Gonzaga. The Alabama Gonzaga game is a really good matchup. But I like Iowa State in this game personally. And I see them winning a close one, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 points.
Yeah.
Maybe 6.
Yeah, the line was 2.5, so that they had Iowa State just barely getting out with a win.
And Iowa State's had they whooped up on Mississippi State.
Yeah, that's their toughest game so far. I just feel like Mississippi State's not a solid team.
They're not going to be great this year, but they that's still a Power 4 opponent in the SEC, and they handled them. But you look at I'm looking at the differential here in Ken Palm. Iowa State is 7 on defense, and St. John's is 13. So again, pretty close, but defensively, they've looked better. Offensively, St. John's is 21, and Iowa State's 24. So there's a little bit of a closer gap on offense, even though St. John's, like you said, is better on offense.
Yeah, they're better than they were last year. I mean, they couldn't. I can't remember their percentage last year on 3, but I remember one game it showed it, and I think it was below 30% on the season.
They're not a good 3-point shooting team.
Yeah.
That's what killed them in the tournament, I think.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I got Iowa State in that game. You're picking St. John's?
Yeah, I picked St. John's. I have it here.
All right. Any other thoughts on that game? That's a really interesting matchup. I do think like those are two similar teams. Like,
they're very, very similar teams.
Yeah.
I think Rick Pitino is also a great coach, one of the best coaches in college basketball right now.
Yeah.
And I just think that maybe his experience will kind of I can't remember the other guy's name at Iowa State. Do you remember his name?
Otzelberger.
Yeah, Otzelberger. Terrible
best name ever.
But I think maybe the coaching experience there's a big gap. So maybe that will help St. John's.
Yeah, let's keep tabs on that game throughout this stream. It's 19-13 right now.
Yeah.
Iowa State's looks like their offense is humming so far. I mean,
they scored again. 21-13.
Yeah, over 12 minutes ago, you got 20 on the board. So you're looking like you're going to be, well on your way to over 40 in the first half. But we'll see. That's going to be a good game. But dude, the Alabama Gonzaga matchup, you want to talk about two high-powered offenses.
Yeah.
And not just high-powered, like fast offenses. Like both these teams get up and go. This is going to be a really exciting game. And I feel like Alabama has been in so many games this year. It's been so exciting and so just like down to the wire, or just like really, really engaging games. I mean, you had the St. John's game, you had the Purdue game, you've got the Illinois game, now you've got this Gonzaga game. Might be the fastest paced game that's going to be played like all season. Gonzaga's at 4, Dalton, in Ken Palm.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I saw that. that.
So Alabama's down at 17. The crazy thing is I thought Gonzaga was a little bit faster tempo wise, but it looks like they're 63rd in tempo, adjusted tempo, and Alabama's at 6.
I'm surprised they're not first.
What's that?
I'm surprised Alabama's not first.
Yeah, I don't know who's faster than them. I mean, I'm looking down this line, but like Alabama basically wants to get their shot up within the first.
Well, you can click that rating, the top thing.
There it goes.
Yeah.
It looks like Illinois University, Indianapolis is number 1. Number 2 is Cal Poly. Number 3 is Oklahoma. Number 3 is Oklahoma State. 4 is Cal State, Fullerton, then William and Mary, then Alabama.
So a bunch of no-name teams, Oklahoma State and Bama.
Yes, basically.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm honestly shocked to see Gonzaga that low. They just feel like a much more fast-paced team than that. Although, you played they beat they beat Southern Utah 122-50.
Oof.
So, like, in that game, you probably don't need to be getting up and down, like, although it seems like they did with all those points. But
Yeah, that's crazy.
still, man, this team, like, this game's going to be a really awesome offensive
Oh
display.
yeah.
Gonzaga averages 94 a game, Bama 91. But listen to this, Dalton. Gonzaga holds their opponents to 57.8 points a game. Alabama's at 82.8 holding
Yeah,
opponents. But
I have that. I have that as well.
here's the difference, though, is Alabama has played Illinois, Purdue, and St. John's already. And I'm not downing Gonzaga's schedule because they played Oklahoma, held them to 68. They played Arizona State, held them to 65. So those are two, and Creighton to 63. So those are three, credible opponents. None of them are ranked, but like those are Power 4 opponents. So clearly there is a better defense here, and it's Gonzaga.
Yeah, I would agree on that. I think the key is just like many other games for Bama is can you stop the big man? Because Graham Ike is really, really good. And I just don't think Aiden Sherrill is up to the task to stop him. So they're going to either have to double him every time or figure out a way to stop him from scoring and keep him off the boards. And also, like Bama, they kind of live and die by the three. They've been shooting pretty well.
Really well.
Yeah, all their games they've been over 30%. Last game they shot 36%, which is pretty good. I just think it's gonna need to be better today to win.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
well, Dalton, it's not just, I don't know if you've seen their roster, but Graham Ike is a beast, but they also have another big guy named Braden Huff.
Yeah, I have it. I have that down here.
He's also really good. And again, that does worry me about, for Alabama, because we saw it with Purdue. I mean, they just got dominated on the boards and on the offensive end by Purdue. They dominated. Trey Kaufman-Wren was just hitting everything. So I do worry about that. I would not be shocked if Ike or Huff or both have, like 15 to 20 and like and 10 rebounds each.
And as I say, points and rebounds.
Yeah. But I really also like Braden Smith. I've talked about him several times. Junior from Seattle, Washington. He's a really good point guard. I watched him when they played against Creighton first, but I watched a little bit of that Arizona State game. I don't know. I just like the way he looked in those games. Averaging 5 assists a game pretty much, 4.6.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's now 8 versus 12 instead. It was before the AP poll came out, it was 11 versus 13. Now it's 8 versus 12 because Bama moved up after the win against Illinois. Yeah. But I think, Gonzaga, Mark Few always has Gonzaga as a good team. Last year they had a little bit of a down year for Gonzaga at least.
Yeah.
But I'm going to hate to do it, but I think I'm going to have to go with Gonzaga this time. I just don't think Bama.
It's going to be tough.
I don't think Bama can stop the big men. And that's Gonzaga's whole offense. They're like, all right, let's give it to Graham Ike. And he misses, rebound. Everybody rebound, back to Graham Ike. And it's going to be like Purdue game all over again. Now, Bama can win. Bama can beat anybody, which I know anybody can beat anybody. But if Bama's hitting threes, it's really hard to beat them.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. I'm going to take Gonzaga in this one as much as I hate to pick against Bama. I'm going to be an honest guy and just go with like what I actually feel is going to happen.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm going back and forth with this one because you pick Gonzaga. I'm going to pick Alabama.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Bama. And my simple reasoning is I do think it's going to be a really high scoring game. I think Bama's going to struggle to stop Gonzaga, but I do think that this is the best offense that Gonzaga will have seen and the fastest 100%. Team that they have seen and the most athletic team that they have seen. Yeah. You've got guys like Taylor Bowen, for example, who's going to stop and pop. Like Graham Ike and Huff, those guys are not like 3-point shooters. No. I will say Ike –
he can shoot a little bit.
I think has been shooting a little bit more, which is kind of shocking. But that's not his game per se. No. But like Bama's bigs can do that and maybe draw them away from the basket. I think Alabama will win this game in a really high score. I could see this game being in the easily 80s, 90s.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
agree with that.
so
I'd be
I'm gonna
surprised
go
if it's
Bama. I like again their guard play too. Like Phylon can take over a game, and I
not.
think he's better than better than any of the Gonzaga guards. And that Braden Smith guy, I mean, he even comes off the bench. He doesn't even
Yeah,
start.
I would
He's
agree with that though.
still a good player, but I think he's the best guard
Mhm.
going to be in this game, and Aiden Holloway. So I'm gonna go Bama. I like their tempo. I like their offense, and I think they'll pull out the dub here.
Yeah, the total is 177.5. That's the odds. I would take the over on that, honestly. I would take the over
I
on
mean,
177.5.
that's a lot of points, but I mean,
Yep.
it could definitely happen.
Oh, I
By
think
the
it
way,
is. I mean, if they
um,
both score 90, you're over.
yeah,
So I think it's going to be personally.
Iowa State up 23-15 right now, with
Dang.
9 minutes left in the first.
Come on, St. John's. I need you to come back.
Iowa State, dude, I think they're a really good team this year, man.
Yeah, maybe.
And
Maybe
Seton
they
Hall
are.
ended up beating North Carolina State by 11 in that Maui Invitational. I really thought
Yeah.
NC State was better than that, but
Yeah,
whatever.
me too. Me too.
All right, any other of those first round games do you want to discuss, Dalton?
We can talk about that Oregon-Auburn game.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, that's just something I had here in my notes. I think this is going to be a very good game as well. If you didn't know, Oregon actually won the Players Era Festival last year against Alabama. It was a really
Bogus.
close game. Came down to the wire. There was some calls that, as Bama fans, you can go back and watch the game if you want. I think there were some really bad calls there.
Well, Latrell Wrightsell also, tore his Achilles in that game.
Yes.
And but no, I will say, dude, Oregon was shocking last year.
Yeah.
I did not expect them to be that good. They had some studs, like Bamba, I think was his name, and Biddle is still there.
Nate Biddle is still there, and they brought back
Shellstad.
Yeah, they're both averaging. So Nate Biddle's averaging 19 points a game, 10 rebounds a game, and Shellstad is averaging 18 points a game and 5 assists per game. So those are two really good players for Oregon. I think they're gonna do really well today. They're gonna need to do really well. I'm gonna pick Oregon tentatively because I saw that Keyshawn Hall is a game time decision.
Oh yeah, if he's not playing, they're in trouble.
If he's not playing, I just don't think Auburn has the offensive power to get it done, even if Todd Pettiford steps up, because there's just not really anyone else to. Because I think Oregon could win even with Keyshawn Hall. If Keyshawn Hall plays, I guess I can't really do this, but if Keyshawn Hall plays, I want to take Auburn. If they don't play, I want to take Oregon. If he doesn't play, I want to take Oregon. So it's just like it's up in the air for me. But I guess right now I would have to take Oregon. But Keyshawn Hall right now is looking like the SEC Player of the Year. So why would I not take Auburn if he's playing?
I mean, that dude looks like an absolute stud.
He has been a beast. He has been a beast.
Oregon has not really played anybody. They've beaten Hawaii by 1 point.
Ooh.
Rice by 4. South Dakota State, it was 83-69. I'm not good at math. I think that's 14 points. But and they beat Oregon State by 12. I'm going to take Auburn in this game. And actually, I'm going to take Auburn even if Keyshawn Hall does not play. And why I say that is I really like the way that they played against Houston.
Yeah, they played.
I did not expect them to be I expected Houston to win. Let me back up. I expected the game to be relatively close, but I thought it would be like a 8-10 range for Houston. But Auburn had a chance to win it at the end of the game like 3 times.
Oh yeah.
And on KenPom, they're ranked 22nd. Oregon's all the way down at 60.
Whew.
And so I don't know. I do think that they've got enough athletes and enough, I think, firepower, even without Keyshawn Hall. Certainly with him, they can win this game. I mean, there's no doubt. But I like the other Keyshawn Murphy from Mississippi State. He's good.
Yeah.
Todd Pettiford. They got a couple other transfers that are solid players. And
I'm
gonna go Auburn in this game, but I could see it being close.
Mm-hmm. Their team, Auburn's team, is not bad at all. And I kind of now you kind of making me want to go back on what I said, just because I didn't look at the scores. Oregon only beating Hawaii by 1 is
That's bad.
in Rice by 4. That's really bad.
That's not not good. But you could also say Auburn only beat Bethune-Cookman by
in
by
overtime.
Yeah.
But I'll stick with Oregon if Kashawn Hall doesn't play. I'll
give it to you if he plays.
Yeah,
I'll give it to you.
But I just don't think that they can get it done without him.
Yeah, I mean,
he's averaging 23 points a game, 11 rebounds a game.
Listen to this, Dalton. I think Auburn has played better opponents so far simply because they played Houston. Yeah. Other than that, they played nobody. They played Jackson State, Wofford, Merrimack, and Bethune-Cookman. But they're averaging 93.4 points a game. Oregon's averaging 74 points a game.
That's a big difference. That really is.
And opponent, what they're holding their opponents to is pretty close. Auburn 69, Oregon 66.
Yeah, but that gap, 8 points.
I think the offense is a clear difference. So I'm gonna go Auburn in this game. So that's my thoughts.
Yes. Sorry, Bronson, if you watch this video.
Okay. Dalton, look at day 2 here.
Day 2, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
not as good of a slate.
No.
But Houston, Tennessee. I mean, I don't know how you can't talk about that one first.
Yeah, I have that one. I have that one here as well. 17 versus 3. Houston dropped a spot.
Arizona's absolutely insane.
Rightly deserved. I think Arizona should personally. I mean, I don't know. Purdue has some good wins now. They beat Texas. They handled Texas Tech. Purdue did. They beat Alabama. So Purdue probably deserves that number 1 spot. Arizona definitely deserves that number 2 spot. They have looked like the best team in the country so far. But we're talking about Tennessee versus Houston. That is the best game on tomorrow night for sure. 100%, not even close. But Tennessee, as we said earlier, they're always going to be good on the defensive end. 2 very similar teams again, like I said earlier about Iowa State and St. John's. These teams are very similar. Who is going to take the lid off the basket early? Obviously, you're going to make shots, but who comes out firing early? If Tennessee can have a game like they did today, I know Houston is not Rutgers, but if they can fire like they did today, then Tennessee is going to win easily. And I'm going to take Tennessee. I'm going to take Tennessee still. I think that they're a little bit better overall. Got better offense, got better. Like they're not really a young team. I think Houston's a pretty young. They're not super young, but
you got a couple guys back.
Yeah, they got 3 seniors. They have 3 seniors, so it's not super young, but Houston relies more on their freshmen than Tennessee does. Now, Nate Ament is probably the best player, or Jacoby Gillespie, but Kingston Flemings is averaging 17 points a game and 5 assists, and Nate Ament is averaging 19 points a game and 8 rebounds. So I think this is going to be a really close one. I'm going to take Tennessee no more than 6 in a really close game.
Yeah, you're seeing a close game here.
Yeah, I mean the line is 3.5 for Houston, and somehow ESPN has Houston as a 71% favorite. I was like, that's bogus to me. 71%. I mean, you're only giving 29%.
I honestly think Tennessee's a little underrated right now.
Yeah, it seems like it to me.
Definitely. I don't know why they're all the way down at 17. It's just kind of weird to me.
Yeah.
I will say in terms of KenPom, Houston is at 3.
Yeah.
So that matches their, AP ranking, and Tennessee's at 13.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit closer when it comes to KenPom, and no shock. They're all Houston's 1 in defense, Tennessee's 3 in defense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Where there's a bit of a difference here is like Houston's at 25 offense and Tennessee's at 34 offense. I honestly think Tennessee's offense is better than that.
I do too.
Than 34. And I don't know if it's because of who they played so far, but I think that they're going to scale this year a little bit better. Here's the interesting thing. These 2 teams played in the NCAA tournament back in March.
Elite 8.
Houston destroyed Tennessee. It was not even close from the get-go. They held them to 50 points. It was 69-50.
Yikes.
Not good. You obviously don't want to replicate that. Just clearly different teams, right?
Very, very two different teams now.
Much different teams. Tennessee's averaging 90 a game. Houston 76. Opponents, Tennessee's holding them to 61.5, and Houston's holding them their opponents to 53. Again, elite defenses. Those are elite defensive numbers right there.
Yeah, that is really solid. I mean, Tennessee has not played anybody. I don't know if you look at the schedule. They've played nobody. Houston has played nobody outside of Auburn.
Auburn, yeah.
So, and that game was only a 1-point win.
Yep.
So it's going to be a really close game. I still like Tennessee though, and Rick Barnes to get it done.
I like Tennessee too, actually. I don't know where that 71% prediction for Houston's coming. I guess that's just their power rating.
Yeah.
But like that to me is that's a way too high. I could see like maybe, 55 or 60%.
Yeah.
But
I was thinking the exact same thing.
But yeah, I think Tennessee's going to win this game. I don't think Houston, has seen they've seen Auburn, who's I think a fairly comparable team, but I do think Tennessee's better than Auburn personally. Yeah. But I'm going to pick Tennessee to win that game as well. So that would put Tennessee squarely in
the top 10.
That final, or in the top 10. But I'm talking about in the finals and the final games or whatever in the Players Era tournament.
I thought you were going to say top 10. I was going to say for sure
they're
going to hop in the top 10. They're going to jump. They'll jump all the way to 10 at least if they beat Houston. I don't know if you have anything else to say about that game. There's really only one more game to talk about tomorrow, in my opinion. That's Michigan versus Auburn.
Yeah, that's another good one. Good one.
That is, I said, I think a lot of people were talking about Michigan this year because they brought in a lot of good players, transfers in Dusty May, took Florida Atlantic all the way to the Final Four. The teams are really similar here on points. They have Auburn, surprisingly, has Auburn as a 50% favorite, 50.1. So 50.1 to 49.9.
Not shocked by that.
On ESPN. Michigan is averaging 90 points a game, and Auburn's averaging 93, while Michigan's holding their opponents to 71.5, and Auburn's holding their opponents to 69.6. So, I mean, it is a very close differences there. I will say Auburn has played a little bit of a harder schedule because of Houston again. You have, for Michigan, you have MTSU, TCU, Wake Forest, and Oakland, and they only beat Wake Forest in overtime by 1.
Yep.
So, Wake Forest looked like a good team. They just hit a game winner the other night. Miles Colvin hit a game winner in the Bahamas tournament down there, like the Bahamar tournament. I think that's what it's called. But they don't look bad. Wake Forest, I said earlier in like one of our early episodes that they are going to be a team to look out for come March. I mean, I could see them making a run.
I think they're overrated, personally, Dalton.
Wake Forest?
Michigan.
Oh, Michigan.
Sorry. That sounds confusing.
Yeah, you're good.
Wake Forest is actually looking pretty decent.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I don't know how they could be overrated.
I don't love Michigan. I don't know. That 1-point win against Wake, but then they went to TCU, which is a tough game. I mean, like TCU is no slouch, but like they're not, they're not going to be like, I don't know. They're not going to compete in the Big 12. Personally, I don't think they are TCU. So I don't know. I think Michigan's a little overrated. With that being said, I'm going to pick them to beat Auburn.
Yeah, I pick Michigan as well.
I'm gonna pick Michigan in that game. I pick Auburn to beat Oregon, and I'm gonna pick them to lose to Michigan. So tomorrow.
I don't know. I'm just curious. I don't know if I can find it out real quick. I'm just curious who like the tallest player for Auburn. Like if it gives me height. Kashawn Murphy's 6'10". He's the tallest player, and Ade Mara is 7'3".
Yeah.
So you're giving up a big height difference there. I'm pretty sure.
But I think he should handle it if he's able to play.
Yeah, but I don't even think he starts. I don't think he starts for Auburn.
Keyshawn Hall?
No, Kashawn Murphy.
Oh, I was fixing to say, what in the world?
He's 6'10". He's the tallest guy. He's 6'10", and I don't think he starts. I could be wrong.
They'll be okay with that. I think it'll be a close game, but I think Michigan will beat Auburn.
Yeah, I think Michigan beats Auburn as well in a close one too. I mean, the teams are very, very, according to ESPN and the stats that we've just read, they're very, very similar teams, scoring and defense. They're both shooting 50%, 45 rebounds for Michigan, 42 rebounds for Auburn. I mean, like these teams are like almost identical when it comes down to the stats.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
they're comparable teams, but I'm gonna pick Michigan in that. I think they've got some really good transfers in and some returners and a former Auburn player.
Yep.
And
a former Alabama player.
Yeah. Yeah. And they played last year, by the way. That was another one of those games. Auburn beat them in the Elite Eight last year.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that.
Michigan can get their revenge here. Dalton, who do you have winning the tournament overall? Taking home that extra $1 million.
Let me see here. I'm gonna take Gonzaga to win the Players Era.
Okay, I could see that.
If they can beat Alabama today, which I predicted them to, unfortunately, I think that they'll end up winning it. I think that they have a really good team this year. Really offensively sound. Graham Ike is a beast, and their guard play isn't nearly as good as what you'd probably say to make a run in the March Madness tournament. But I think this early on, we're not even a month into college basketball, that Graham Ike and Mark Few will get the job done for the Players Era.
Yeah,
and I would say, I don't know. Oh wait, I forgot Duke was in here too.
No, they're not.
It says right here they're in the Michelob Ultra Arena.
Duke, that's the women's, bud.
Oh, that's women's. My bad.
Yeah, Duke is not playing in this tournament. That would change things up.
I was so confused. I was like,
no, they have a women's championship that has Texas, UCLA, Duke, and South Carolina. They only have 4 teams.
South Carolina's gonna win.
I mean, I could see Gonzaga winning it for sure. I'm between Iowa State and Tennessee. By the way, that Iowa State game, St. John's is up by 3.
Come on.
Oh, goodness. I didn't know what you. Okay. Okay. I'm going to pick Tennessee. I'm going to pick Tennessee to win the Players Era Festival. And I could see, Alabama, Gonzaga, getting second place, third place. There's like a third place game, so,
so
Houston. Let me
get this. I'm not sure if Gonzaga were to lose today, are they done? Like, are they out? Like, can they not have a chance to win?
I'm pretty much like, if you lose a game, you can't make it to the championship because just by virtue of there's going to be multiple teams who are going to go 2-0.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like if you're going 2-0, which I don't know. It's just weird because I feel like with all these games, that means there's, if there's 18 teams, right? There's 9 games per day. So like 9 the first day, 9 the second day. That's a total of, 18 teams. They're playing twice. Like the odds of multiple teams going 2-0 in that are, I don't know what the odds would be on that. I'm not a math guy.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I don't know what it would be. Like you automatically have to have, out of 9 teams, 9 are obviously going to lose. Yeah. So that means 9 are going to go in tomorrow undefeated. And out of those 9 teams, like, there's going to have to be some who are going to lose, but like just by in virtue of who's playing who, because like Tennessee and Houston, for example, can play tomorrow, both being 1-0. Does that make sense?
And
so like one of them's going to lose.
Kansas has a really easy route. I mean, they play Notre Dame today, and then they play Syracuse tomorrow. Wait, no, I think they play Notre Dame today and Syracuse tomorrow. So it's like,
I don't know how they drew those games up, but like,
yeah,
it is what it is.
I'm not a big fan of how they drew the games up, just because I think it's a little unfair.
Yeah, but I mean, Alabama's playing UNLV tomorrow, which
that's true.
Anyways, I don't know how this is going to work, but like again, there's going to be multiple teams who are 2-0, and they're just going to go to like tiebreakers and stuff, and so that's kind of how it goes, which is it's a little weird because like you could technically go 3-0 in this tournament and not win the tournament.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's true.
You really could. So, anyways, Dalton, I got to get going.
Yeah, you're good. I can let you go.
The kids, but I'm just looking at this Maui Invitational here, and I'm just gonna pick
Pick real quick the winner.
Yeah, well, this bracket is like being bootleg on my computer here. You got Arizona State, Texas playing later tonight, Washington State, Chaminade, USC, Boise State, NC State, Seton Hall. I'm going to take, man, give me Texas to win. Give me Texas to win.
Seton Hall looked really good today. We have the advantage to see them play, but I'm going to take. I said, and like my dark horse. I think this is like a really big dark horse, and like kind of a bold pick too. Arizona State to be a pretty solid team.
Why do you like this team so much?
I don't know, dude. Pitchfork, maybe.
It's so weird. Okay.
I'm gonna take Arizona State though to win the Maui Invitational. They're gonna beat Texas tonight and knock your team out.
I mean, yeah. All right, Battle for Atlantis. I'm looking at it now. You got Western Kentucky versus Vandy, VCU, South Florida, Colorado State, Virginia Tech, Wichita State, and St. Mary's. I'm gonna go Vandy or St. Mary's here. I'm gonna go Vandy.
That's exactly what I was thinking. And just to pick a different team, I'm gonna pick St. Mary's against you. I was thinking St. Mary's or Vandy for sure. Yeah. And just so one of us can be right. Because I would be really shocked if Vandy, if it's not Vandy.
Be wrong.
Yeah, but I think I'm saying I'd be really shocked if Vandy if it's not Vandy versus St. Mary's.
That's
really
fair.
Shocked by that. I mean, I don't know. VCU is usually a pretty solid team. Colorado State was good last year, but I think they lost their couple best players.
Yeah.
So I'm still gonna take St. Mary's.
That's fair.
Yeah.
All right, man. Good episode.
All right, dude.
Looking forward to this college basketball week.
I need to start saying it earlier in the video, but if you made it this far, please hit subscribe. Tell your friends about us. We are almost at 50 subscribers.
Yeah, baby.
Come on.
On our way.
Subscribe. Get us to 50. Then our goal will be 100, and then we're going to keep on going until we explode. We're going to keep this channel going, so...
Yep. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. If we don't see you before then, not sure when we're going to do the next episode. We're not doing it Thursday, but we may do one Wednesday, may do one Friday. I don't know. Maybe Friday.
Probably Friday's best for me because I'm coming down on Wednesday.
Okay.
But like later in the day. So
be looking out for an episode on Friday, possibly. But regardless, happy Thanksgiving. God bless you.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Roll Tide as always.